Oh no, wait. Actually, I don't think we can. I think I saved after the recap. I think I saved after that, so maybe I should have not done that. I don't know if I can go back into where we were. But we found out our chief, the company leader of the Junker Association, was in fact a Snatcher. Go figure, eh? Go figure. And that's the person that we were working with, Harry, who was a bit of a drunk, he had a good reputation though. He was actually my son. He was my son because we were cryogenically frozen. Cryogenically frozen for like, I think 50 years. No, maybe, yeah, 50 years, maybe a bit more than 50 years. You crush watermelons with your butt cheeks? Is that how they're so healthy and strong? If you see this cat run away, I will definitely do that. I will definitely do that. She's been in a bit of a mood lately. You know? You ever get in one of those moods? Long plays probably know what to do already. Yeah. Long plays generally do. Like, they're just like it's a casual playthrough of people that know what the fuck's going on. You recommend it? Yeah, the one you recommended, yeah. Or requested, rather. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Alright, I forgot what we're doing. What are we doing? I wish I didn't save. Or we shouldn't save at the end of yesterday. Because I don't know what I'm doing now. Oh, I guess we're going to the church. Well, there you go.
I've input the map data on the Kremlin's locations. Lift off.
I like... love that everyone's calling Cody death now. Man, the music in this game's top notch.
Jamie, please be safe.
Gillian, please keep in mind that we're working with a strict time limit.
A 50-year debt in 3 hours. Snow!
Snow 9 to be specific. We've entered the Snow 9 region. Please put on your breathing filter.
Snow.
Direct inhalation is dangerous.
All right.
Radio transmissions will also be impossible from this point on. Understood?
I'll take this off. Take it off.
Now descending. Conversion to hover configuration complete. Gillian, we've arrived.
You know what? PS1, I think it's gonna be like midnight. I think it's gonna be like maybe a little bit before midnight. Or maybe midday. I don't know. That sucks. Maybe it's you should look at what time you subbed last time. Maybe it'll... I don't know. Cracky Reads, hello, what's up? Thank you very much for the raid there. Hello. How you doing? How was your stream? What were you playing today? Welcome everyone from Cracky's channel. I'm Grunt. We play through a lot of retro games, playing through Snatcher at the moment for the Sega CD. Cracker Reads has got a damn interesting channel. Plays a lot of Japanese games, translates them live on stream as well. Metal Gear. I'm used to reading Metal Gear. Metal Max 2. I'm not familiar with Metal Max 2. What's that about? Yeah, Snatcher's, it's been quite a trip so far. Never played it before, but, it's probably one of my favorite Sega CD games, even though it's on multiple different platforms, but I'm not very familiar with the libraries of them. Well, now I know why they call it their Kremlin. Okay, let's go. So, we're up to the third act, so we're getting toward the end. Getting toward the end. The actual Metal Max 2 or Metal Max Returns. Never heard that. Metal Max. Dragon Quest meets Mad Max. The gimmick is you get cars and a pet dog with a gun strapped on its back. Is that like a more modern game? Because that sounds pretty cool. Remakes on DS? Wow, okay. Okay, wow. Never heard of it before. I mean, you say it's... Middle Max Returns the SNES remake. So what's the original one on? You have the fan translation for Middle Max 3? You like the series a lot? Wow, hell yeah. NES? I've never heard of that before. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna check that out. Thanks for the new little tidbit there. Middle Max. Okay, cool. What can you play this on? It's on TurboGrafx CD. It's on MSX, MSX2, Sega CD. It's on Sega Saturn. It's on PS1. But they're all like a little bit different. I mean, not just in terms of graphics, but content as well, and censorship as well. Play the SNES remake in your opinion? Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we could do both. I don't know. You got bored of the first one. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Thank you. I'll check that out. All right. Let's go. Building. It's an old, very old church. It bears quite a resemblance to St. Basil's Cathedral. No doubt they thought the same thing. I thought it was when we first got here, but obviously it's very, very different. Snow? It appears to be snow, but it's actually Snow 9. Try to avoid inhaling any of it directly. Well, I feel like that's going to be very, very hard. Unless we have like a balaclava or something. The only sound is that of the wind. And the sweet music. It's pollen, therefore much finer than snow. Okay. It's surrounded by a large grove of tall cedar trees. It's likely just to keep about anybody away. Given the season, a few Christmas lights would really liven up the scene. Oopsie. It's exceptionally quiet. Motion detector. Not reading anything at all. Every time we use the motion detector, it's always nothing. Yeah, cheddar trees. You just, I don't know, grate the bark and eat that. Surroundings concealed the church from all but aerial surveillance. Maybe patterned after a traditional Russian church. It's quite old. Very cool, very cool. Pizza, hello. How you doing, bitch? Bitch? Sorry. It's like the remake of Megami Tensei. Really good quality life changes that make the NES one rough. Gotcha. I'm not familiar with Megami Tensei that much. I've seen a little bit of it though. Hey, what's up, Mana? How we doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Wednesday to you. I'm doing fine, thanks. Doing fine, don't have to be sassy, pizza. Doing fine. Now that you're here. A game challenge? Yeah, what would you recommend? What would you recommend, Mana? If we finish this game early today, Mana, maybe we'll play a little secret game. Little secret game. The building is about 50 years old. That appears very well maintained. So where's the entrance? On the front side of the building. Can you not see it? Is that not the entrance? That big gaping hole? This is what I find annoying about this game. It's like I don't know what I haven't clicked on. And I don't know if I can... Too blind. Oh wait, there's no surprise. It looks like we've gotten the right place. Okay. Yeah,
All
man.
right, now opening the door.
What's wrong? Won't open?
I've scanned it, and it's not locked. It is probably rusted into place.
Not surprising. After all, our friends always go in and out through the basement.
Let's push it together.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
That got it.
We sound like androids, you know, when we walk. It sounds exactly like when Cell, if you guys watch Dragon Ball Z, it sounds like when Cell walks. It's the same fucking sound effects. Well, it's very similar. It's not the same. It's very similar. Yum, pineapple and pizza, nice. Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. What's Nocturne about? What's that one in the series? What's this? It appeared to have some kind of be some kind of chapel for the Snatchers. The Snatcher chapel could be called the Snapple. Sorry, that was dumb. Are you telling me those things pray? To whom? No doubt to their creator. That portrait on the wall is probably a representation of him. Watching DBZ? Yeah, man. You wanna watch some DBZ with me? Not that Nocturne. Different Nocturne. Yeah, frick. Oh man, that Nocturne game, man. I don't know if I'll ever. It was interesting watching it though, but I watched. It was Irito played that recently. One of the featuring Dante. It's the one featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. And that's a challenge? Is that a harder game than usual? Person is no doubt one of the Snatchers worship. Is no doubt one of the Snatchers. Fuck me, man. The translation. This person is no doubt the one the Snatchers worship as their creator. Okay, fuck. It was me. It wasn't the translation. It was me. All along. This guy, isn't that random? Random's a person, by the way. I'm not just saying random. One moment, I'll compare the picture with my data on random. Why do they call him random? It's it's so random. While the facial bone structure of the individual in the portrait is nearly identical to that of random, a positive identification is impossible as the picture is not a photograph. That just looks too much like him to be a coincidence. Grant no words good. Especially just waking up. It's not an easy game, right? Well, I mean, I haven't played any of the Shin Megami Tensei games or Devil May Cry games. Would it be worth trying out some of the Devil May Cry games? Number 5 looks amazing. So does number 2. Number 2 looks incredible. Now that you mention it, the person in the portrait does look like Random Hajil. Yeah, I told you, man. These are the chairs for worshippers in the chapel, no doubt. Well, who else would the chairs be for? Like, come on, man. Everything is nice and orderly. It's as if the pre-collapse Soviet Union has been recreated here. Why? It's so weird. Something is written on the painting. The creator, Modena. So this is Professor Modena? Oh, which is random backwards. Modena is random backwards. The one the Snatcher was talking about, eh? It appears to be a portrait of that person. I was like, what a weird word. But, oh wait, it's backwards. Feel very organized, almost inhumanly so, There is another room farther back. My genius. I forgot. Well, I guess Earlish did say Alucard, which is kind of, you know, Dracula backwards, so I don't know, maybe he was subliminally spoiling. There's no covering of dust. They appear to be used regularly. We need to play a jank game after this. What's a good jank game? Based on the condition of the paints and canvas, I would say that this portrait was painted over 50 years ago. Number of scratches on the surface of the chairs. They were almost certainly caused by snatchers. How many times do you need to say snatcher? There's no litter or garbage anywhere. It's almost too clean. Yeah, we get it. It's inhuman. I get it. I'm not showing anything out of the ordinary, so they already have left for the summit. Okay. Just us and the wind, that's all I can hear. Okay, let's continue. Now moving into the back room. I feel like that command should have worked. Tracker, hello. Gotta get dressed and ready for the day. You don't need to do that. No worries, pizza. Wagonland? No, no. No, something like tolerably jank. Like Sonic Spinball or like or Virtual Bart or Echo the Dolphin or I don't know. Solar Jet Man.
Use the bathroom.
Solar Jet Man. Look at them all. I'm not picking up any energy readings. They're all deactivated in some kind of suspension mode. So this is their warehouse, eh? There must be a few hundred of them back here. They continue all the way back. Still, this doesn't look like a factory to me.
Solar flare!
Thank you, Tagore. How you doing? Tales of Symphonia? Virtual Highlight. Warlock. Oh yeah, Warlock. I wanted to play Warlock for a while. I'll probably play the Genesis version if I did. Happy hump day to you, Tracker. No Tales of Symphonia. Maybe Virtual Highlight in the future. I wouldn't mind playing Virtual Highlight, even though it's just going to be a miserable experience for everyone involved. These are endostructures which have yet to have the artificial skin installed. The bone sizing devices at skull slits are all still set to the smallest sizes. Oh, that's what they're all for. Wow, so it changes their appearance. Fuck, that's cool. I didn't realize that was what it's for. This music is like piercing into my ears. You second Metal Warriors? For SNES, right? What's that NES game where you're like a mech warrior, but you play with gravity and you're like up and down and up on the roof, up on the floor, up on the floor. Metal Storm? Yeah, I want to play Metal Storm at some point. I know a lot of people speedrun that one. Hey Kazuya, good to see you. The victims haven't been chosen yet, they're all just waiting their turn. Seem to be a number of containers stacked up in the back of the room. Now these snatchers appear damaged, all they need is their energy packs. The gender units have yet to be installed, however. I do not see any tools or equipment for maintaining anything in the area. The room would appear to be just a storage area. Yeah. Well, I think they go to the hospital, don't they? That's where they get new skin. There's some kind of label here. Oh? 23rd Siberian Investigative Force. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Play the Godzilla game for NES? Then you'll be telling me to play like oh wait, no, was it Captain Planet? Captain Planet for NES, then Transformers for NES? Low G-Man. Low G-Man. I've heard of Low G-Man. I don't really know much about Low G-Man. You know what? I'm gonna write that one down. Long man. Low man, Pepsi Man. Oh my god, Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer wouldn't be too bad, I think. That might be okay. We could play Silver Surfer. Actually, I did want to play some shoot 'em ups because I wanted to get better at them. I wanted to play eventually Radiant Silvergun or Ikaruga or something like that. So maybe we'll start on that or something. I also want to have like a week of, or at least a few days of like old or like movie adaptations to games as well. Like there's a lot on Xbox, like Godfather and Reservoir Dogs and Scarface, things like that. Robin Hood. Oh my god, the NES Robin Hood. We could go back to Robin Hood. We could try that at some point. Same with The Legend of Prince Valiant. Nier Automata is a shmup. It's a bit of a mixed genre, isn't it? It's partly shmup, partly beat 'em up, partly hack and slash. It's a crazy game, that one. Street Fighter the movie, the movie, the game, the adapted novel, the game. Isn't that Street Fighter 2010? Very small part of the shmup. Oh. No, that looks like a great game though. That looks, Nier Automata looks like a fucking fun game. I don't know much about the sequel, but it appeared that these snatchers were brought to Neo Kobe from the Siberian neutral zone. It seems that the investigative forces have been responsible for shipping the snatchers. In other words, the investigative forces have been snatched, just like when they found us. I see, so the Siberian investigative forces bring the snatchers out of Siberia and into storage here. I think you're right, Metal. And when the snatchers just wait here in storage to be reactivated and adjusted after their victims are selected. This music is in my ears, man. I feel like I might turn this down a little bit. At least for me. You guys can listen to the obnoxious sounds. A rather efficient system. I wonder why. I wonder where the actual snatching takes place. The back part of this room may hold the answer to that question. Ooh, Week of Garfield? No, we've already done a day of Garfield, and that was horrible. That was horrible, man. Actually, most of Week of Garfield was okay. The last two stages were just fucking evil. So evil. How you doing, Steve's Retro? Good to see you. Shame Police Knots wasn't as good as this game. I haven't tried Police Knots. I don't know much about Police Knots, but I know there was like, I think they're coming out with some dubs for it soon, so that'll be interesting. Low G-Man is super hard. Oh god. Well, you know what? I'm okay with super hard. Oh, nice! You're playing Fallen Order. Hell yeah! Hope you're enjoying that, Steve. That's a great game. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay, Steve. You know, just the same old shit. Same old shit, really. It's fantastic. I'm glad you're liking it. Yeah, it's a fun game. I encountered a lot of glitches when I played it, but, you know, that just added to the experience. The fun experience. Same shit, diff day. That's how it is, man. That's how it is. That's how it be. Which version of this did you play, Steve? Okay. Containers were definitely brought out of Siberia. I can detect traces of contaminants unique to the region of on the containers. Okay, can we listen out? Just us and the wind. There's wind in here? How is there wind in here? We're in a back room. Unlike the chapel, there are some scraps and dust on the floor here. Preserved in excellent condition, it appears that they undergo regular maintenance. Alright, let's continue back. Are you ready, Gillian? Now heading back for the room farther back. I added back twice there. Oh my god, is that me? The Snatcher's culturing room. The mechanism is operating. Gillian, there are Snatchers with their artificial skin already installed here. This is basically Dragon Ball Z. This is the start of Dragon Ball Z. Like,
first, they adjust the size of the still skinless Snatcher to the size of the individual who is to be snatched. The Snatcher's overall shape and size can be adjusted by expansion or contraction of sizing rods. Their sex is controlled by gender units, which are installed at this point. Then, the face is modified to match the intended victim by adjusting the size of the upper and lower jaw, cheekbones, temporal bones, and tooth alignment.
Just like Gibson said, that means there are limits to the size of the people that they can snatch.
That's right. The limits of the mechanism mean that they can't snatch children, the elderly, or people who are very tall or heavy. And this is where the artificial muscles attach.
Is it organic?
No. It appears to be coated with a type of plastic gel capable of mechanical response. Like human muscles, it creates mechanical energy through chemical reactions. And this is where the artificial skin is attached. In order to prevent the synthetic cells, developed using biotechnological protein design techniques, from rejecting the inorganic material below, they attach it gradually over a number of days.
And this is the stuff that gets cancer if they stay out in the sun too long.
Finally, they attach body and scalp hair. The process involves transplant of synthetic hair follicles as well, so the hair will grow back if it's lost.
What about scars or birthmarks?
It would appear that they make those adjustments at this point in the process, as they would for wrinkles to simulate age.
English patch for it available. I think they are working on like a dub. I'll probably wait for the dub if anything, like a fan-made dub version. But I'm sure it's no worse doing the subs. Sizing rods. In this channel, it's all uppercase. I mean, there's a couple. Lingual Liver Saga. I've never heard of that before, Tex. Alright. Don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. I can wait. I've waited this long, right? I've waited this long. A computer terminal is installed on each preservation cylinder. Did I look? I think I looked at all those. It appears the weak ultraviolet rays are being projected from above. This is really advanced, way beyond anything we saw at Queen's Hospital. Oh, I just read that. The whole area is projected as a clean room. There is a door and a far end of the room. At the far end of the room. Let's see, why do I keep clicking that? It's locked, but I should be able to open it from this side. You played this game to the end twice, it's so good. Which version did you play? I know you're a Sega fan, so perhaps you played the Sega CD version? Small middle door with a doorknob attached. That sounds like a door to me. These terminals must all be connected to a host computer which monitors conditions inside each of the cylinders. You're just guessing that? You're just making wild guesses? Huh? Power's on, look at this, Gillian. The data of people to be snatched is all being neatly processed. Wait, where are you seeing that? How do you know that? I'm not registering any sounds except those regular noises coming from the equipment here. Okay. Endostructures are submerged within them.
So this is where the whole thing begins. The endostructures arrive here from the Kremlin. Then they convert them into copies of their victims. And finally, they head out into the city using the old subway system.
With artificial skin maintenance being handled at Queen's Hospital.
But who's behind all this?
Gillian, look at this. There are some finished snatchers over here.
Get a load of this. The U.S. President, the Prime Ministers of Japan, and the U.K.
Oh. Is that me?
Gillian, you're in here too.
Figures. They were looking to snatch every VIP at the summit.
And the last junker, you. It definitely looks like they plan on moving out beyond Neo-Kobe.
If they were to snatch every major world leader, they'd practically be able to control the planet. Still, that's odd. With their flawed skin, pulling something off like that would really be difficult.
Chin said they had found the key to developing a perfect artificial skin. Maybe they've already produced it.
No idea. But the number of snatchers here makes it clear that they're up to something new.
Gillian, this is definitely their nest. We should destroy everything.
Not yet. Not until we found Jamie. Metal, how much time do we have left?
The summit should have begun by now. We don't have much time. And once our legal privileges are suspended, I won't be able to help. In fact, I'll be forced to restrain you.
I know. If the military wants to avoid nukes and goes for a surgical strike on this facility, what would they likely use?
Probably a phased particle beam from one of the attack satellites.
A phased particle beam, huh? That'll wipe this complex right off the map.
Everything, including the soil, will simply evaporate. The attack will leave just a large crater.
Metal, can you convince them to give me another hour? Even 30 minutes will help.
Understood. I'll try my best.
And I'll try to find and rescue Jamie in that time.
I can't transmit here due to interference from the Snow 9. I'll have to leave the area and then send the message.
Don't leave me.
All right, do it, Metal.
Gillian,
That's a
don't
cool
forget,
shot of him.
30 minutes. You must get out before then.
I understand.
Gillian, I'm sorry I couldn't help you better.
Don't worry about it. I'll be able to move faster by myself anyway. 30 minutes should be plenty. Go, Metal.
Yes, sir. Don't forget, 30 minutes.
Look at his little chicken feet. Oops, Cell's leaving.
30 minutes? Oh, this is gonna be tight. That room's the only place left to check. Let's take a look.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, you tricky bastard. God. So many. Fuck. Oh my God. It's so, there's so many. Oh, there's so many. Oh my God. How you doing, Solly? Good to see you. Give me a second. Oh, I gotta. You gotta bring your gun up manually. Forgot about that. Yeah. It's a hard bit. You really can't afford to miss one. Yeah. Well, apparently if you do the training at the start, which I did, it makes it harder. It makes more enemies. Because I don't know why. Ah, they bounce everywhere. Fuck.
Whew. I wasn't ready for that. They almost got me.
I think I don't have to reload.
All right, let's open the next door.
Oh God. Oh no, is it gonna be like... it's gonna be a series of these. No. Waiting for the music.
Doesn't look like there's anything here.
Suddenly.
Whoa!
No! think all that Sunset Riders paid off,
These
eh?
guys are tough. Of course, I didn't exactly expect them to welcome me with open arms. Okay, let's try this next door.
Why were the little spider things harder than the snatchers? What about what?
Jamie, are you all
Let me
right?
smash.
Gillian, you came for me.
Are you hurt?
No, they won't lay a finger on me. Not until the new artificial skin is completed anyway.
Artificial skin research? You?
Gillian, I've got my memory back. All of it.
What happened? Tell me, Jamie.
They said they'd kill him.
No worries, Sully.
They said they'd kill Harry. They forced me. I had to help them with the skin development. They said I had to help them because the professor was ill. Wasn't getting any better. Gillian, the engineer Harry, he's our son. He's been living on his own now for 50 years.
Jamie, I'm afraid that Harry's...
There was nothing I could do. They forced me. But I can't do it anymore.
Jamie!
The professor, he just died. He was over 100.
The professor? What? This old man?
Don't you remember? It's Professor Modner. Professor Petrovich Modner.
All the
What?
best, Persian.
This
Take care of
old
yourself.
man is Modner?
Have a good night. Thanks for
He's been
hanging out.
confined here for 3 years now, just to develop the Snatcher's artificial skin. Terrible. Doing that to your own father.
Whose father? Jamie, I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
You really can't remember, can you?
Jamie, tell me. Tell me who I am. What were we doing at the Kremlin?
Are you sure you really want me to, Gillian? It's all so awful, but if you must know, I'll tell you.
Tell me.
Try to remain calm, okay?
Tell me.
56 years ago, you and I were involved in a top-secret Soviet project. It was still during the time of the Cold War. The gulf between East and West was as wide as ever. Everybody was worried about nukes. At that point, the world's armies were at their largest ever. Leaders still believed that a strong military meant a strong nation. There were rumors that there would be an agreement to end the production of nuclear weapons. On the other hand, the major powers like the US began to get involved in a space weapons race. But not the Soviets. The conservative despots in the Kremlin had another, completely different idea for gaining military superiority. A horrible plan, something no one else would think of. At that time, the countries of the communist bloc were facing an economic crisis. Popular movements pushing for democracy were springing up all over. Communism itself was facing extinction. Facing pressure from the reformers, the Kremlin began to panic. And that's when that horrible, childish plan was launched.
And that was the Snatcher Project. Replace your enemy's leaders with puppets of your own. Then you control their governments, their economies, take over a country from the inside out.
That's right, Gillian. And to develop these robots, they assembled some of the most brilliant scientific minds from around the world. Some of them were even brought in against their will. At the crux of that development effort was a group called the Frankenstein Project Team. You and I were members of that team, Gillian. It was a 4-person team led by the late Professor Modner here. The robotics expert was Professor Modner himself. His son, Elijah Modner, handled genetics and microbiology. For nanobiology and picobiology, myself. And for behavioral science and psychology, you, Gillian. Early development was carried out at a lab in Novosibirsk, but was later moved to a secret facility under the Kremlin.
That's
At the
what I
time,
thought.
the
That's what I thought they
Glasnost and
said.
Perestroika movements were gaining momentum, and they rightly feared for the existence of the program if it should become known. But some of the reformers did learn of the project, and they conspired with the US to block it. Gillian, you were a CIA special agent sent by the United States to infiltrate and sabotage the project.
I was CIA?
Yes, and the government knows that. That's why you were assigned to the Junker
No,
team.
it's random backwards,
What?
Mana.
Who am I?
Work on the project continued to go smoothly. But then, on June 6th, 1996, there was that accident. A mysterious explosion at the Chernobyl facility spread a bacterial weapon that was under development there into the atmosphere, destroying the country and the project. Gillian, was it you? Did you set off that explosion?
What? You can't be serious. You think I caused the catastrophe?
Somehow, during the confusion, Professor Modner and our son Harry managed to get picked up by American agents. But we couldn't get out in time, you and I and Elijah. In a shelter below the Kremlin, we entered a cryogenic sleep. Our plan was to sleep there until the toxic effects of the bacteria were safely passed.
And then 48 years later, 3 years ago, we were discovered by the 17th Special Investigative Force.
Yes, but when they found us, Elijah's pod was already empty.
Elijah Modner? That guy whose picture was in the church? The one that looks like Random?
That's right, Elijah is alive! Elijah is here and working on the Snatchers.
Why don't you let me finish your little story?
It's G-Man.
Who's there?
It's been a while, hasn't it, Jamie? Ah, yes. And Gillian.
Almost kind of does sound like G-Man, a little bit.
It's me, Jamie.
Elijah? Is that really you?
Random? No. Not quite.
So, you remember me, do you? I am Elijah Modnar, the only son of Professor Petrovich Modnar. I'm afraid I've grown somewhat old and feeble since we last met, however.
Elijah, why are you doing this? Your father, Professor Modner, he passed away a few minutes ago.
What? My father is dead?
Elijah, what happened to you? The Elijah I knew could never do anything like this.
I've changed, Jamie. These 40 years have changed me.
I can't believe it. What happened to you?
What happened to me? Jamie, do I actually have to explain it to you? Jamie, it's you. Your beauty is the cause of all that has come to pass here. 57 years ago, I was obsessed. With my research, yes. And with you, Jamie. At the time, I was still young, having just graduated with my genetic engineering degree. My father's connections got me on the team, and there, I met you.
Smash.
You were working as my father's assistant. Your beauty, your smile, I was stricken. I saw something in you that I never felt with women of my own country. You warmed my cold, young heart, Jamie. You opened me up, and I couldn't stop my feelings.
Elijah.
Oh, I was so happy. The political situation was crumbling around us, but every day was a joy. I gained my father's trust, and with you there watching over me, I was able to work as hard as I ever have on the project. However, my happiness did not last for long. Gillian, it was you. You showed up and all was ruined.
Shaft?
You arrived and joined our project team. Far from home, Jamie found comfort in a man from the same land. Your relationship grew quickly, and all I could do was stand by and watch.
Stand by and watch?
Gillian fell in love, were joined, and even had a child.
Harry.
Even then, my feelings for you only grew stronger. Worried about me, my father tried to have me removed from the project, but I persisted. Jamie, I always wanted to be near you. And then, the democratic movements that had consumed the rest of the Eastern Bloc spread to our country as well. The Cold War was over. The hardliners who had pushed for its development were stripped of power and the project was cancelled. The reformers, trying to cover up the existence of such a crazed project, ordered that all materials related to it be destroyed, and that we stand trial for our actions. Jamie and Gillian were to be returned to their homeland. That's about the time that I learned that you, Gillian, that you were a CIA agent, and that you were trying to pass documents on our research to your military. The country had sold us out. I'm no politician. I couldn't care less about what happened to the country. All I cared about was my research and Jamie. And I was to lose all of that, everything. For someone so young, you cannot understand how great of a shock that was.
Elijah.
That is when I decided, I swore I would see that secret crazed project through to the end. At the time, the bioroids were 80% finished. The main part, their endostructure, was essentially completed. But we still were having trouble with the artificial skin, the area that Jamie and I were assigned to. We called it artificial skin, but there was of course no need to duplicate T lymphocytes, Langerhans cells, or endocrine cells. All we needed was keratinized cells and melanocytes to provide the pigment. With the artificial protein development techniques that we had in those days, full-scale synthetic cell development was very difficult. Research like this took months, years. The original project called for us to simultaneously snatch an entire country. In other words, a whole nation, or an entire city, had to be snatched over the course of one night. For that reason, a powerful biological agent, which could quickly and effectively kill the population of the country, was being simultaneously developed.
Lucifer Alpha.
That's right. A type RAO11 virus which another team was developing. For someone like myself, who was closely involved in the project, blowing up the lab was quite a simple task.
My God, Elijah, do you know what you're saying? That explosion killed half the world's population.
I moved all the materials and records essential to the Bioroid project into the shelter and executed my plan on June 6th. After sealing off the lab, I brought the two of you with me to the underground shelter, and we entered a cryogenic sleep. But not before I programmed an atmospheric research satellite to transmit a wake signal when the danger from Lucifer Alpha had passed.
And 10 years later, Lucifer Alpha naturally mutated into a non-toxic form.
But the automatic revival system failed to work.
Oh no, it worked. Just as planned. It revived me 10 years later. A little sooner than the two of you, of course.
But even though you sealed the lab with the explosion and everything, you should have been exposed. Why weren't you?
Oh, I was. But by that time, the vaccine L Angels had already been developed.
So everything went just as you planned it then?
Yes, up until that point. But my real struggle was yet to come. My original plan was to revive Jamie as well, and for the two of us to finish the development of the bioroids. You, Gillian, you were to stay asleep forever. But I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Not after looking at Jamie's peaceful face there in the pod. Besides, I could never have convinced her to work with me on the project anyway. I knew the time was not yet right, so I changed the timers of your pods to permanent on.
How could you do such a thing?
And so for the next 40 years, I worked alone in that cold and lonely room under the Kremlin, trying to complete the artificial skin for the Snatchers. For days and days, no one would visit me. I never saw the sun or felt the changing of the seasons. Still, I always had Jamie by my side. You were always there for me to talk to. Just you and I for 40 years in that dark cellar.
Oh, you poor, poor man.
And then, 3 years ago, my research was finally completed. First, I snatched the Siberian Special Investigative Forces to establish a transport route for the Snatchers. And then, to test the effect of large-scale Snatch operations, I chose Neo-Kobe City to be my experimental sample. Neo-Kobe is cut off from the surrounding areas, a sort of miniature country in itself, making it a perfect test site. And since it's a melting pot of various races, it would also allow me to gather extensive data on Snatcher modification and operational techniques. In addition, the element of suspicion or mistrust, which runs deep in Japanese culture, was another reason I chose this site.
But your test revealed a critical flaw in your machine's artificial skin.
Yes, quite unexpected, I'm afraid. All my research for 40 years. I gathered data and worked day and night to find a solution, but nothing seemed to work.
So that's why you decided to bring Professor Modner here, right?
That's correct. I discovered my father in one of the government's hospitals. He was old, but still very sound of mind. Naturally, he would not cooperate with me.
Of course not. He'd never become involved in something like that.
So, unable to receive his assistance, I decided that I had to have yours. But a mistake on my part allowed both you and Gillian to be taken into custody by the authorities first.
Just what are you trying to accomplish, Elijah? You must know you can never get Jamie back.
I'm only interested in discovering what I can of the human animal. In the past, it was because of Jamie. My motive is different now.
It sounds like you're just suffering from the wild arrogance that corrupts so many scientists.
Humans are such weak creatures. No matter how much they trust one another, the tiniest speck of suspicion can destroy it all. Look at how the Snatcher problem has caused such wild unrest. No matter how much science advances or how high we set our ideals, we eventually begin to suspect each other, to hate each other, and then to kill each other. The Snatchers are nothing more than a tool for bringing out this reaction. I am simply using the Snatchers to elicit the true nature of the human animal. I think this experiment has shown me the limits of human society. I sincerely doubt it will be able to reach any greater level of prosperity on its own. If human society ever hopes to reach greater heights, what is needed is an absolute leader, a firm ruler who isn't affected by these trivial episodes of mistrust.
You're crazy if you think people would ever obey Snatchers.
Of course they wouldn't. But if they don't know, they cannot object. There has been a time in every age that the people have longed for a god to lead them. As long as they give the people no reason to suspect them, then they can easily become their gods, indeed, a new race of super beings. We are almost there. Once we perfect the artificial skin, Snatchers will transcend man to become this planet's true human beings.
But you'll never get your perfect skin now. Professor Modner is dead.
I no longer have any use for my father. I have a sample of the new skin he developed. Once I've analyzed it, I'll be able to make as much as I need. Or if need be, we could simply culture the keratinized cells, epithelial cells, and melanocytes in the quantities that we need.
What are you talking about? How could you get a sample of perfected artificial skin?
Why don't you take a look at this? We found this in the rubble of Queen's Hospital.
Random!
It was a Snatcher.
Oh, an acquaintance of yours?
Bum, bum, bum.
He's a Snatcher?
That term isn't exactly accurate. This bioroid was constructed by my father without my knowledge. He modeled it after me in my youth. He built it right here in this facility. And not only that, he programmed it to destroy Snatchers. This bioroid caused me serious difficulties. It's designed and built far better than my Snatchers. The machine itself thought it was human. My father input memories for it all the way back to childhood. Those too were apparently mine. Haven't you yet realized? Random Hajil is Elijah Modner spelled backwards. How like my father,
What?
silly old man.
No way!
He did virtually overnight what I could not do in 40 years of effort. Furthermore, he makes a
Wow.
bioroid so perfect, even the bioroid itself believes itself to be real. What's more, the cells of the skin he developed are self-replicating. Once in place, no further transplants or culturing is necessary.
Is he dead?
Its main and locomotive systems are completely shut down. It's just scrap now. But the artificial skin is being kept alive. This we need. With this, we can move to phase 2 of our plan of full-scale infiltration of the world's major nations.
The summit's already over. You'll never succeed.
What does the summit matter? Nothing holds us back now that we have this perfect skin. We can go anywhere we want, and there will be no way to tell us apart. I will have free control over the world. Nothing will be able to stop me. Politics and free thought will no longer have any meaning. My will alone will decide the course of human history.
You egomaniac. Do you think you can snatch the entire population?
There's a fully automated Snatcher factory under the Kremlin. Even as we speak, scores of new Snatchers are being born.
But no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to snatch the people's heart and soul. What do you hope to gain from this anyway?
Jamie, the human race is composed of fools. But I'm different. I will be its savior. Indeed, not just of mankind, but of all life on the planet.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
He's back.
Metal.
Oh my
In 10
god.
minutes, this church will be struck by a phased particle beam. I am guiding the beam from the attack satellite using GPS and 15 navigational satellites. The
What
beam
the god?
cannot miss. Everything in a 2 to 3 kilometer radius from me will be destroyed.
Stop this foolishness now. I will not have my research destroyed by some souped-up pocket calculator.
Metal, what happened at the summit?
The delegates, worried about the Snatcher menace, voted unanimously to allow the use of nuclear weapons on the city. The military is presently imposing a quarantine on Neo-Kobe.
What? Do they intend to kill everybody?
The populace is in a state of panic. However, they have agreed to lift the quarantine if this church is struck by the phased particle beam. This is our last chance. I will handle things here. Gillian, Jamie, you two must flee.
You insignificant mass of metal. You'll never...
One move and I detonate. Gillian, run!
Metal, this is crazy!
We can't let a single Snatcher get out of here. And this new artificial skin has to be destroyed as well.
I will not allow some talking scrap pile to get away with this. If you were the aiming point for the beam, then I'll just have you thrown out of here. Grab this little one and take him out of here.
Oh. Uh-oh. No.
Metal!
Cowardly little robot.
You always were a real pain in the butt.
What now?
What's that?
Oh my god.
What?
Oh
How did...
my
You're
god.
supposed to be deactivated.
I don't go down that easy, old man.
Stop this foolish...
Dude, he's on a
Let's try to
wheelchair.
make our final moments peaceful, shall we? And you Snatchers, you touch the little guy and the old man's head comes off. Random! I've always hated being used. Why don't you watch the final act with me?
Gillian, you only have 5 minutes. The turbo cycle is just outside on standby. Use that to flee.
Let me go. I'm Elijah Modner. I'm your original.
I don't care if I'm an original or a copy or what.
You and I are gonna die right here. If we both die, there won't be a copy anymore now, will there?
The stupid logic of a simpleton, of a machine.
Whatever it is, it's my will!
Machines have no will. Machines cannot sacrifice themselves.
We'll see about that.
You have 4 minutes. You must go. And don't forget to take care of the factory under the Kremlin.
Stop!
Gillian, even if these memories in my head are fiction...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Our memories of our time together are all too real, Random.
Gillian, you become one hell of a junker.
Gillian, it has been most recreational being your partner.
Oh, metal!
If you can, try to pick up the pieces for me, okay? Like we did for Little John.
Little John? Oh! Okay, Metal.
Hurry! You only have 3 minutes.
Thanks! Thanks, you two! Jamie, come on!
It's a lot to take in.
No! Don't let her go! No!
You pathetic
Incredible.
old fool! You don't even know how to love someone!
You stupid machine! What is that idiotic grin supposed to mean?
By snatching you, I'm finally gonna get my real self back!
G'day, David. Good morning.
There's less than 1 minute to go. Thanks to you, everything will be fine.
You don't owe me any thanks. Sorry to get you involved in such a big job.
Didn't they say it's
You
like a...
did great. You're a hell of a junker.
3, 2, 1, here it comes!
Later, kid!
I'm expecting another twist. Didn't they say 3 kilometers? Didn't they say a 3 kilometer radius? Yeah. No way they got away from that. Everyone's dead.
Wow.
Isabella Velvet from the club. She's dead.
So you're really going, aren't you?
It's our responsibility, too. Besides, if I go to Moscow, I may get some of my memory back. And if that happens, I'll be able to love you even more than I do
It's so
now.
good, Tracker.
Wait for me. I want to be with you, but first I've got to destroy this terrible factory of theirs. Jamie, when I get back, let's try living together again. What do you say?
13th Special Operations Squad and all junker personnel. Report immediately for departure.
We'll be waiting for you too.
Katrina! Mika! You're here too?
You better be happy, Buster, with all these beautiful women seeing you off.
I'm happy you came. Let me introduce my wife.
Jamie Seed. I suppose it's a little odd introducing myself a second time, though.
What do you mean? You've never met them before, have you?
What are you talking about, Gillian? We're good friends.
Huh? Since when?
It's the first time I've met her in person, but I've spoken with her on the video phone a lot of times.
What? Have you guys been talking about me behind
What?
my back?
How do they know each other? Hi everyone. Hi, how you doing? How's everyone doing? How we holding up? You guys okay? You got some snacks? Hey? Got some Wolfmaster was waiting for that. Thanks, Wolfmaster. How you doing? Chibi UFO, good to see you. Blue X, oh my god. Zeros, hello. I think I saw someone else. Chris. Oh no, James. James, there you are. Hello. Oh man. That was a lot to take in, but holy crap. Yeah, why couldn't they just shoot him, right? Shoot him in the face? Right? Do they need to blow up a 3-mile radius? Blow up the whole city? Trying to learn more about you was what got our relationship started. This guy was such a creep to all these women. He was such a fucking pervert and creep. And now they're all like, oh, we love you. We're so grateful to be around you. Horrible. Horrible. This is teaching me bad ethics. I was telling Mika about how lonely it was being home alone all the time. She told me that Jamie was always worried about me, so I gave her a video phone call. Oh, thanks for the follows as well. Thank you, I appreciate that. Can't wait for Snatcher 2 to come out. Hey, Breakats, thank you for the good luck. Actually 14, not in this version. In this version she's 18. I know in the original one she's 14, which is fucked up. But yeah, she's 18 here. So it's okay. It's okay. We can be. Actually, no, that doesn't excuse any of our any of our actions before. She's done a really great job. I owe her a lot of thanks. Don't worry, Mika. This is one job I won't mess up. Before I knew it, we really became close, didn't we? Our relationship has gone beyond just being friends. Beyond just friends? Ahem? That sounds pretty good to me. Even with Alice gone, I was really lonely. Katrina? They're both so easy to talk to. It's like I've got two real sisters now. Two real sisters? Sisters? Dude, you're trying to sleep with them. Really sorry for all the worry I've caused you. It is such a rough time. She lost almost everything practically overnight. Yeah, and you try to sleep with her the same fucking night her dad died.
Oh, I had 100 bits left. Here is some more for the RE2 remake bank. I
just couldn't leave to stand. Stand to leave such a cute kid all by herself. Hilarious. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you for the 100 bits. Appreciate that. More than friends, we sniffing each other. Oh god. Don't be stupid, Gillian. You have a warped mind sometimes, you know. Okay, that's it. How you doing, Kenneth? What's up? By the time I return, I'll probably have my memory back. Don't worry, I promise to make you happy. You might be a bit lonely for a while, but I'll be back soon. Hang in there. Okay. I'm gonna memorize every detail of Katrina's lovely face so that I don't forget it. Gillian, would you stop that? I feel like you're undressing me with your eyes. Like, see, like, what is the... This is such a weird relationship between everyone. She's supposed to be 14 as well. Anyway. Don't worry, Mika. This is... okay, so we've done all that. Man, oh god. Okay, so last thing to do is... They're just like family to me now. You sleep with your family? While you're away, I hope it's okay for Jamie to come and live with me. Yeah, I have no problem with that at all. It will shorten my commute as well, so I'll be killing two birds with one stone. Great, I'm so happy. It's so nice to have somebody else living in the house with me. Okay. Did I do everything? I'm so tired of living alone. Maybe I'll ask Katrina if I can move in with her in the near future. I feel almost as if I've got a new little sister. It's really wonderful. Okay. Like, see this progression? It's so weird. Katrina is such a cheerful and sweet kid. There we go. We had to say that she was sweet before we got this.
Finalize what they're going to do about Junker operations? I suppose this will end up being our last mission, huh?
Well, originally they were planning on disbanding the team, but now they've decided to keep us in business.
So that means...
That's right. We've been designated as one of the government's special police divisions. That puts us above the regular cops.
So the government has decided that crime by machines poses a bigger threat than crime by humans from here on out, huh?
They've chosen the new chief, too. So when you get back, you'll get to meet the new head honcho.
Well, it's comforting to know I've got a place I can come back to.
I thought I was gonna be the head honcho.
Wow.
Done okay, Kenneth. Thanks for asking. Have a safe trip, Second Lieutenant Seed. I'm a second lieutenant as well, so let's try to work well together when you get back. It's a very happy face. What? I'm a second lieutenant? How come my rank is even lower than what I had in the army, eh?
When you get back, let's go to Alton Plaza, okay? Promise?
When you get back from this job, you still have a dinner date to keep with me, you know.
Don't worry. I won't forget my promises to either of you. Oops, almost forgot. Of course, I'll want to spend some private moments with my wife, too, huh? What's wrong, Jamie?
God. What the fuck, man?
Harry and I will be waiting for you to get home.
That's Harry's hat.
We can do it this time, Gillian. Not some fake couple like before, but with love and trust.
I know, Jamie.
Take care, Gillian.
I'll see you, Jamie.
Wait! Wait for me! Take me with you, please!
You? Metal?
Yes, sir! We didn't have a good frame to work with, so this is just a temporary body. Just call me Metal Gear, Sega CD for now.
So they found your memory chip in one piece, eh?
Random protected it from the blast of the beam.
Random, huh?
It's time to rock and roll!
Oh god.
Wait a second. I've heard that sneeze somewhere before.
Really? I didn't hear anything. Anyway, I want to know if you'll take me with you. Please, Gillian, please take me with you.
Hurry up and get on board, partner.
Yes, sir, Gillian.
That's so funny. It's upgraded to a Sega CD. I'm blown away with the pixel art the whole time. Such a fucking beautiful game. Melded into a PlayStation?
Throughout history, suspicion has always bred conflict. The real conflict, though, resides in people's hearts. This conflict has just begun.
That's so deep. That's so deep. I'm gonna be thinking about that all night. I could have finished this yesterday. PC Engine ending was just the parts with your wife and then Metal Gear. That's why the transition back to her with the hat is so awkward, right? I think it's okay to wrap up the other ladies' stories as well. So I think it's cool that they added that. But it's just the character. He's just such a fucking creep, like the entire time. And then he gets everything, you know. So what is that? What's that teaching me, eh? What's that teaching the little kiddies? What's it teaching them? Why couldn't there be another twist where they were all actually snatchers? Yeah, right. They're all like unmasking themselves, and I gotta say the music is a 10 out of 10. The art is a 10 out of 10. The direction and the dialogue is 10 out of 10. The gameplay was okay. Well, I mean, the user interface was a bit confusing. I feel like even games similar to this would have would be a bit more intuitive, I feel, maybe. It's too happy. 11 out of 10. Yeah, it's a 5 out of 5 for sure. Thank you for the GGs, guys. Hey, Ryan. Thank you. Thanks for the 15, David. Yeah, the Sega CD right at the end. What the hell, man? I did not see that coming. So is that seen in any other of the games? I mean, he turns into a Sega CD here, so does he turn into their respective console for whatever you're playing on, you know? City Hunter spin and failed miserably. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with City Hunter. That's the other consoles. That's funny. That's cool. RE2 remake. I'll play it. I play it when I feel like it. You know, I'll play it when I feel like it. It might be another year from now. I haven't even played the second one, you know, so I'll probably play that after that one. Yeah, Detective Seed, a great name for a for him. Only blemish was that blatant womanizing. Yeah, that really like, yeah, I think that toned it down a bit. They could have, I don't know, made it more interesting rather than, hey, I want to fuck you, you know, all the time. Even with like Katrina, who's supposed to be a 14-year-old in the original, right? We see her naked in the shower, and we try to sleep with her. It's so fucked up. Anyone that stuck around for that, Persian Air, perhaps? You gotta head off, get to sleep. Love this game, man, it's so good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Wolf. Which version did you play? I'm interested in what version people played. Because apparently this one is the most, it's the most complete, or it's the most, it's got the most story in it. Off to the gym, no worries, Night Sprite. Enjoy the gym. Alright, see you next time, guys. Bye. Goal number 1, get the chicks, even when there's like a catastrophe on hand. And it was all centered in like Neo Kobe, right? Like, I mean, with it, yeah, it's, I mean, in Moscow. Interesting. You played the PC version, PC Engine version. Pretty close, but the graphics are more pixel arty. Like more detail. Like I'm not sure of the resolution of either of the consoles. You wouldn't mind a patch of the MSX version? 5 hours of Pictionary. You missed that shower scene? You didn't realize it went that deep? Dude, yeah, she comes out of the shower and we're just like staring at her for ages. But like when Gillian has his mouth open, like it's such a you can make a good emote out of that, I think.